Good morning. So today we are going to be talking about sleep deprivation and how it can affect kids. Myself is included in this presentation, Jordan and Rachel. So first we're going to start off with showing just a little short introduction video about how kids may or may not be getting enough sleep.
Barb Lawrence figured her two kids would be worn out by the end of the day. Instead, she's more frazzled than they are.
Now that they're 3 and 4, we try to get them to bed at a regular time. Sometimes they'll wake up at 4 and at 5. I thought they'd sleep better after going to preschool.
As babies, they slept 12 hours a night with a few naps thrown in. Now their downtime has shrunk to 8 or 9 hours.
If kids don't get a basic amount of sleep that helps them grow and all, they're not going to do as well during the day.
Adults talk about needing a solid 8 hours of sleep. That's not nearly enough for children. Experts believe sleep is a kid's top job.
There are certain areas that are actually more activated during sleep than during awake period. Sleep indeed has different functions, and learning and memory and consolidation is one of those.
Behavioral and metabolic conditions are linked to sleep deficits.
Around 10 years of age, we should be getting about 10 hours of sleep overnight. Ninth grader through high school should be getting approximately 9 hours per night.
Younger children need even more sleep. Between 3 and 5 years old, the range is 11 to 13 hours. From 5 to 12, it's 10 or 11 hours. But sleep is not one size fits all.
Let's say you go to the pediatrician and they show you a growth curve, and that growth curve is really broad. Well, the sleep curve is actually even broader.
When it comes to judging whether your child is getting the proper Z's, maybe mother knows best.
Sometimes they even get a second wind because they have had no sleep and they're just bouncing off the walls.
For Lee Memorial Health System, I'm Amy Osher.
So are you getting enough sleep? Newborns, that's 0 to 3 months, they need 14 to 17 hours of sleep during the day, which is 8 to 12 hours at night and 4 to 9 hours in naps throughout the day. Infants, that's 4 to 11 months, they need 12 to 15 hours of sleep. That's 8 to 10 hours at night and 4 to 6 hours in naps. Toddlers, which is 1 to 2 year olds, they need 11 to 14 hours of sleep. So that's 10 to 12 hours at night and 1 to 2 hours in a midday nap. Preschool children, so 3 to 5, they need 10 to 13 hours of sleep. So that's 9 to 11 hours at night and 1 to 2 hours in a midday nap. So then school-age children, which is 6 to 13, they need 9 to 11 hours, and naps are not necessary after this time. But you can still include them if need be. Teenagers, which is 14 to 17, they need 8 to 10 hours of sleep, and adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Without the proper sleep, sleep deprivation can cause emotional disorders like depression and anxiety, and one usually will lead to the other. It can decrease your motivation, your ability to concentrate or reason, your speed and accuracy of information processing, your memory, your motor control, and emotional regulation. It also increases things like restlessness, irritability, illness, injury, impulsivity, mistakes, and drug use to make you stay awake. Then sleepiness and tardiness will also occur in children in school.
All right, so we're going to talk about sleep disorders and improving sleep in children. So sleep disorders in children can cause them to be deprived of sleep and affect their academic performance. That doesn't necessarily mean they have like insomnia or something. It could be something as little as sleep talking or just waking up throughout the night, which can be normal to an extent, but at a point it becomes a problem if they're constantly waking up due to sleep talking, sleepwalking, or even if they have like a delayed sleep-wake cycle. Studies show that about 20 to 40% of children do have some kind of sleeping problem. And so in addition to the snoring and the whatever, there's also sleep apneas, which are periods where you can't, or you like aren't breathing while you're sleeping, like you just stop breathing, and that's considered a sleeping disorder. They're common in children with enlarged tonsils or adenoids, and so once they get those removed, those problems should go away. Sleep apneas may also be linked to SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome, or crib death, and it's one of the most common causes or most common ways for an infant to die in their sleep, which is really sad and horrible. However, we can improve the amount of sleep a child gets and can get a schedule for them. Research suggests there are 4 tips to improving their sleep, which is have the same bedtime and wake up time 7 days a week. So even on the weekends, if they're getting up at 7 o'clock for school, that's probably really late, but like have them get up at 7 on Saturday and Sunday so that they are ready for the week. Have a calm bedtime routine for your children. So calm lights, maybe a little bit of music, dim the lights, and just really easy and chill to help them sleep better. Research also suggests that parents wake them up without the use of an alarm. That can just really disrupt them and help them, so they need to wake up naturally. And of course, keeping daytime naps, especially in older children, to a maximum of 30 minutes. In addition, they also suggest that we need to reduce the amount of caffeine that children are intaking during the day, especially as it gets later throughout the day, which can disrupt their sleep patterns. Conditions that disturb sleep, so like if they're on technology before bed, we should probably cut that off about an hour before bedtime. And other things that might disturb sleep, like staying out super late or extra homework. So
what should you do in your classroom? Watch for signs of sleepiness. Teach parents about age-specific sleep needs. Watch for learners with ADHD, learning disabilities, and depression who may suffer from sleep deprivation. Avoid contributing to sleep deprivation by ending school-sponsored activities at a time that allows students to go to bed at an appropriate time, and limit strenuous homework assignments that could keep students up late. Avoid early start times for secondary schools so that adolescents can get more time to sleep before their day begins. So how does the lack of sleep affect students? In a sleep-based study, toddlers that were nap-deprived were more anxious, less happy and proud when solving a puzzle, and less motivated to solve a difficult puzzle. High school students who stay up late to study report more academic troubles the next day, such as bad quiz and test scores and difficulty understanding given course materials. And how does getting enough sleep improve students' learning? Well, toddlers who earn more nighttime sleep learn new words faster and have better impulse control. Older students perform better on tests and have a deeper understanding of course materials. It's proven that ample sleep causes improved academic achievement and classroom behavior, and memories are consolidated during sleep and move to long-term memory, allowing students to more deeply understand course material.